Day 3, we are in Proverbs 3. If you don't know what I'm doing, if you happen upon this channel, I am reading a chapter a day throughout the month of August for 31 days of Proverbs. Today is chapter 3, day 3, August 3rd. So what I'm doing is I'm reading a few scriptures out of the chapter and then talking a little bit about it. So before I begin, I'm going to pray. Jesus, thank you for your love and your grace and your mercy. Thank you for everything you've done, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for leading us and guiding us, Lord. I pray, Lord, that as we read the words of your holy scriptures, Lord, that you reveal insight to us, Lord, and reveal wisdom and help us to grow in you and to heed the words that we are reading and to apply them to our lives and to help us to grow because we know that's why you gave them to us. We just thank you and praise you in your name, Lord. Amen. All right. Proverbs 3. I'm going to read verses 3 and 4. By the way, I'm reading out of the NLT. Sorry, I'm a little sweaty. I just got through from a bike ride. I'm going to read verse 3 and 4. And I'm reading out of the NLT version because I think it's one of the easiest to understand. So, never let loyalty and kindness leave you. Tie them around your neck as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Now, where it says, tie them around your neck as a reminder, I don't know if you've ever seen what was it? Harry Potter. Not Harry Potter. Sorry, wrong Potter. It's a Wonderful Life. Uh, there's a Mr. Potter in there. That's why Harry Potter came up. Not Harry Potter. I digress. So in It's a Wonderful Life, Uncle Billy ties little strings around his fingers as reminders to do things because he was a very forgetful person. I identify with that. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not just kidding. I actually do sometimes struggle with remembering things. It's really weird. I could remember a song from 20 years ago. I can remember most of the lyrics. I can remember most of the chords. But when my wife asks me to take out the garbage before I leave for work and I forget, it's weird how memory works. Anyways, so tie them around your finger to remember things. If we remember, and I think there were cartoons that did that or whatever, but it's saying here to tie them around your neck as a reminder. But what came to me, because it says in the next verse, is then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Now, when I think about something being tied around your neck, like a necklace, it's jewelry. You want to show that off, right? And in Matthew 5:14, Jesus says, be like a city on a hill. I'm not quoting it exactly right. I don't have that in front of me. But I know it's in Matthew 5 where he says, let your light shine like a city on a hill. When you have wisdom and you are living a good life, you will be an example to others. And I talked about this yesterday. If you watched my video yesterday, we need to be good examples to the younger generation coming up behind us so we can help them lead good lives. And I'm just being vulnerable here. I have struggled as a 58-year-old man to apply a lot of the wisdom and discipline that this book teaches. And every time that I teach it, I get more and more convicted. It's like, man, who am I to be doing this? Who am I to be trying to tell others to do these things when I'm not doing them myself? And I guess that's why I'm doing it. That's why God's having me do it, to convict and encourage me to do better. So call me out on it. I'm going to get to that in a minute. In the next verse I'm going to read, this has been one of my foundational verses. And again, I don't always apply it. I have lately, within the last 5 years or so, I've been a lot better about applying this verse. So it's Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. I read 6 as well. Another translation says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding and acknowledge him in all your ways. Um, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? Lean not on your own understanding. When you have a decision to make, you're like, "Oh, what should I do?" I know that if I do this, then this may happen or this may happen, but that's my own knowledge of the situation. Sometimes you got to put your own knowledge aside and trust in the Lord. My knowledge when I started posting on social media and doing podcasts, my knowledge was I'm not good on camera. I am not much of a talker, and I should not be doing this because my knowledge is I don't have it in me to do this. I don't have the trust in the Lord to do this. So, that would have been my own understanding. But what I had to do because it just kept what's the word I'm looking for? It just kept in my spirit to start this, do something. You need to do something. You need to encourage other men. You need to encourage other people to live better lives. Not me, not me, not me. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's my own understanding. But I had to trust in the Lord, press record, and start talking. And I acknowledged Him. This, me talking to you right now, because I'm stumbling over my words a little bit or whatever, and I'm probably saying things I shouldn't say. That's on me. But I give God all the glory for even being comfortable to talk on camera in any way. Because if you know me in person, I'm a very quiet person. I had to when I first started doing this. Sorry, I probably just popped the mic. When I first started doing this, I didn't have a microphone. I was. It's gotten better since I've been podcasting, but I was the classic quiet talker from Seinfeld. If you ever see the Seinfeld episode where the lady is a quiet talker, I think that episode was about me because I was a quiet talker. I've gotten much better at it since I've been podcasting and having to teach at my church once in a while. And I'm on camera all the time now, so prayerfully, I've gotten better at it. And if not, I will get better at it because I'm trusting in the Lord and I'm leaning not on my own understanding. Next verse I'm going to read, that's why I was going to say I'm going to get back to that point in a minute, is verse 11. My child, don't reject the Lord's discipline and don't be upset when He corrects you. For the Lord corrects those He loves, just as a father corrects a child in whom He delights. Sometimes the word discipline, we look at, and I said this the other day, we look at it as a bad word, but it's not a bad word, especially when it comes in a form of correction, because you think of a parent disciplining their child. It says, don't touch that hot stove. What's a child going to do? He's automatically going to be curious and want to touch the hot stove. When you tell him not to touch it so he won't get burned, that's a correction. You see the child going to touch the stove and then you pull his hand away. No, 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 don't do that. One day, the child's going to touch it and he's going to learn the hard way. But wouldn't you rather delight in being corrected before you make that big mistake? And there's another chapter in here, and I'm sure I will read that verse when we get to that chapter where it talks about a friend who sharpens, not iron sharpens iron. That's in here as well. But there's another one where a friend corrects another friend in the right way and going down the right path. And sometimes it can seem like a harsh thing, but it isn't because they're trying to help you. So that's kind of a reminder of this, especially don't reject the Lord's discipline and don't be upset when He corrects you, because the Lord, He wants the best for you. He has He has plans for a future and a hope for you. He does not have plans for disaster and calamity, but sometimes our own free will can cause us to go down the path of disaster and calamity. So don't be upset when the Lord corrects you because He's trying to lead you down a better path. Another verse I'm going to read. This is more of a practical verse. Verse 27. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it's in your power to help them. If you can help your neighbor now, don't say, come back tomorrow and then I'll help you. I try my best. I don't always have the means. I wish I did. I see these people on YouTube all the time who are going around and just giving people money. There's one channel I follow. It's not a channel, it's a shorts where the guy goes and asks people Bible questions, and if they answer, he gives them money. I think it's awesome. There's another guy that I follow who pays for people's groceries and he just goes around handing out dollar bills. There's another guy that I follow who has a tow truck. And if he sees someone in trouble, he goes and offers them a free tow to wherever they're. It's amazing. And I'm praying for the ability to do that. I do that sometimes. I'm not going to talk much about it because I do it in secret because I want the reward, not the reward, but I'm doing it for godly means because God says to help your neighbor. Your neighbor is not just the person who lives next door. Your neighbor is the whole world. Your neighbor is everyone. Love thy neighbor as thyself. When it says that, it doesn't mean just the people that live around you. It means everyone, fellow man. Love your neighbor as yourself. And if you have the means to help someone and you see someone in need, do it. Don't put it off. Do it. And don't do it for the reward. And don't go around broadcasting it because then, you'll get, God will still reward you. He's going to reward you for doing good things, but don't do it because that's kind of prideful when you're going around bragging about it. And I know a lot of people do it on YouTube and they're not bragging about it. They're just showing a good thing. There, you can, well, that's where discernment comes in. You can tell when a person is genuine in helping people and talking about it. So I've had I've had something happen to me recently that I've been debating about sharing on YouTube because I don't want it to come off as like because it was a God moment and I don't want it to come off as like I did this great thing. There's 4 people that know about this situation that happened within the last month or so, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should post that on your YouTube channel." I'm like, I'll pray about it, but maybe within these 31 days it'll come up and I'll talk about it. But I want it to be a God thing. I don't want it to be a me thing. I don't want it to be I can grow my channel through it or whatever. I'll get a lot of views. I don't want it to be for that reason. I want it to be to encourage someone and lift someone up to live a better life. So that's all I got for today. I could go through the whole chapter and probably bore you to death, but there are so many practical things in Proverbs 3, actually Proverbs 1 through 3. I will just tell a little thing that I avoided today because I still find it kind of ironic at this point. Verse 1 says, "My child, never forget the things I have taught you." And if you didn't watch my video from yesterday, I talked about how Solomon is talking to his son in these Proverbs. And the only recorded son in the Bible that Solomon had was Rehoboam. Rehoboam obviously did not listen to any of these words. If you want to know the story of Rehoboam, it's in First or Second Kings, or First and Second Chronicles. I don't remember the exact reference, and I didn't look it up ahead of time. Maybe tomorrow I'll let you know if I think of it. But yeah, Rehoboam didn't. He was not one of the good kings for sure, and he was Solomon's son. So, anyways, I look forward. I'm enjoying doing these. I do know that I am rambling on more than I have in the past, but I do feel much more comfortable on camera. And I hope that, as I'm speaking, because that's the reason I'm praying ahead of time, because I want this to be spirit led. Obviously, I'm looking ahead of time to see what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to read and then talk about it. But I want it to be spirit led. I don't want this to be any kind of like me just talking about my opinions or whatever. That's why I'm reading the Bible and telling you what I think about it. And if I see something wrong, if you see something that should be corrected, just like it said here. Now, obviously, this verse that I read is talking about the Lord's discipline and the Lord correcting, but we're here sharpening each other. We're here for each other. Let's help each other. If I say something wrong, reach out to me. You can reach out to me at my email, which I think is on YouTube, on the description on my YouTube channel. But if not, it's the Valiant Forge Podcast at gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below, whatever. So, with that, stay strong, stay valiant, keep forging your path, and be blessed.